So we're standing in my beautiful new listing that will be going live tomorrow. But we just finished photos and I thought, what better time than right now to walk through those 10 things that are the most important for my sellers to do to get their house ready to sell. Landscaping, super simple, easy pop of color. You want to put a couple of plants in. Petunias are really inexpensive, a really quick, easy way to add a pop of color. Depends on if you need sun or shade. Go to your local nursery, they can help you with that. In this case, this client put in some rock just to give it a little bit more of a fresh, clean look. Bark will also work. You just want it to look clean and fresh and new. They redid their landscaping, so they had a little bit of dirt here. So they did go back and put a little bit of sod here to cover that up. But as you can see, the curb appeal is absolutely beautiful. So this is what most of our yards look like right now. It's spring, none of us have gotten out to really kind of start getting everything cleaned up. But some of this stuff has died back. The bark just looks kind of old and sun bleached. Throw a couple of bags of bark in here, a couple of fresh new plants, instant, easy curb appeal. Okay, I don't know about you. I don't own pets, I'm never home. But if you have pets or even small children, sometimes certain smells you may not even notice when you walk into your own home. But when you have a buyer who's coming to look at your house, smell is a big deal. So if you have pets, please make sure you're putting the litter box or picking up after them, and that's all cleaned up for showings. If you've got littles, take the diapers out every day. Smell is a big deal. I did a whole video in a laundry room where we had kind of a soured smell. If you've got that going on, check out that video to find out how to fix that. You just want to make sure your home smells. Now, I'm not talking about crazy over smells. Don't be lighting a bunch of candles and putting 5,000 plugins in the house. But you want it to smell nice and simple and clean. Because if it smells clean, it is clean. Okay, one of my absolute favorite, I know I'm saying that a lot, but clean windows. I'm not a big window girl. I don't like cleaning windows personally myself because I'm constantly finding all the little streaks. Get an incredible window cleaning company. They're not that expensive to come out, clean the inside and outside of all your windows. My company even cleans the tracks and the screens. That will allow beautiful light to come flowing in. It just looks pristine. Again, something super simple that looks absolutely amazing. So typically I'm going to advise that you take down personal items. But when they're arranged in more like an art form, then it's okay to leave those up. Like in this case, and these are a little extra special to me, these are gonna be okay. Okay, let's talk about carpet. I know it's something simple that a lot of us like to do ourselves, cleaning your carpet. This is one of those things that says hire a professional, have somebody come in that can kind of deodorize, get up any of those stains that are stuck in there. It's one less thing you have to do yourself. Not usually that expensive, and a lot of carpet places will be able to even do some repairs if you've got some shredding at an entryway or if you've got a stain somewhere. It's not super expensive, but it is something that gives it, again, that fresh, clean look. It's going to take care of any of those stains, and it can help with if there's any pet smells or anything like that as well. So carpet cleaning, get it done. So staging is something I do for all of my listings. In this case, the homeowner is an interior designer herself, so I didn't have to do a whole lot. She did most of it herself. But in most cases, I'm gonna hire a professional to come in and do this for us. In this case, she just made everything look nice and clean and simple. Not a lot of clutter, not a lot of tchotchkes. Again, her photos match her theme, so we left those and that's okay. But just putting simple things here and there, like a vase of flowers on the table or perfectly placed pillows on a bed. Just simple staging things that make the home feel warm, but not cluttered, and nice and clean and simple. Okay, let's talk about baseboards. I know it sounds silly, but subconsciously when you walk in someone's home, your eye is catching the bottom of the wall. Baseboards are where, they're there for a reason. They're there to catch when we kick the walls or as we round the corners, but they show a lot of wear and tear. It's a quick and easy thing to just touch it up. So in this case, we went through with the filter paint that they had left for us, thankfully. And we just hit the corners with a little bit of touch-up paint. to make sure that those are nice, they just look nice and clean. Super simple. Also just wiping them down really good. You just take a good damp microfiber towel and just wipe the tops and the fronts of them down. Hit those few spots with the touch-up paint. Super simple, and it looks amazing. So another really important thing is caulking. I know you guys, if you've watched any of my videos, you know that this is something that I harp on a lot, but it makes a huge difference. This is a brand new home. It's only 6 months old, and the caulking is already starting to pull away from the wall in several places. It's perfectly normal, especially with a new build. They're gonna use traditionally the inexpensive caulking, whereas I'm gonna use the higher end stuff. But just hitting above, even just countertops, just reconnecting it to the wall so it looks nice and clean. Again, your eye is drawn to anything that looks off. So if there's a dark line there, just from a quick seam or something starting to separate, you're gonna notice it without even realizing you're noticing it. My goal is to make sure you don't even know what I've done. It should just look seamless and clean. Caulking is an easy way to do that. So lighting, super important. It's probably at that top of that top 10 list for me. You want your home to feel really bright and open, not dark. That's not just light bulbs. So one of the key things that we do is changing out your light bulbs. You really want to use 5,000 Kelvin, the daylight bulbs. They really just kind of give a lift to the room. I know it sounds crazy, and a lot of people don't like living with that kind of light, but it really does make a home show beautifully. But in this case, the light fixture was actually what was kind of bugging me in here. While these actually went great with her theme that she had going in her kitchen, they gave a dark kind of line across the bar here. So we just switched those out for just some clear glass ones, so that light is getting thrown all across the room. Some cute light bulbs that we got on Amazon. Light fixtures are also from Amazon. It's not as expensive as you think it would have to be to replace lights, but it makes a huge difference. Okay, let's talk about touch-up paint. That's another one of my big things. I'm usually covered in paint. But in this particular room, this homeowner had painted this beautiful wall, but in North Texas, the texture on the walls is pretty intense, so it's hard to get a nice crisp line. So what we ended up doing in here was adding just a strip of quarter round around the top and around the sides just to give it a frame, and then painted that in. We caulked the sides, painted that in. We'll have a whole video about that later. But it just gave it a nice framed look, gave it a nice clean, smooth look around the line. So touch-up paint is huge. Again, your eye is drawn to something that looks a little dingy or there's a spot on the wall. If you don't even notice those, your eye's not drawn to it and it just feels clean and ready to move in. This is Texas Tiff, and thanks for touring 1616 Pintail Place, Salina, Texas.